Right. Good afternoon, everyone. What is the last concept? Adding jar files, right? Okay. Steps are done, right? Okay. Online students, as if the screen is visible. Online students can respond in the chat window. All the online students can respond in the chat window. Okay. Right. Oh. Let's complete on that. Right. Okay. Now, I can say that. So we need to begin taking care about in developing with automation script. I mean, need to begin work with Selenium. So the very first understanding, if you want to begin work with Selenium, what we require? To work with Selenium, what we require? Jar files has been required. Based on jar files, what we can access? What we can access? Packages. Based on packages, what is that? Class. Based on the class, method. What is the use of the method? To perform an action. So that particular action is nothing but developing automation script. This particular automation script we need to be get developed based on manual test cases here. So this is what we need to be get taking care about having with this particular automation step. So first thing, in case of consider with Selenium, to work with Selenium, we required in a jar files here. Based on jar files, we need to be take with packages. Based on packages, we need to be get take with class. Based on the class, we need to be get use with method. So that method is performing a respective action. That particular action is nothing but developing an automation script. That particular automation script we need to be get developed based on manual test cases. Okay. Now, if we get considered as part of testing, first we got manual test cases. Based on manual test cases, we need to be get develop automation script. Developing automation script is nothing but need to be get perform in a action. Performing in a action is nothing but taking with method. That method need to be take with class. That class need to be take with package. That package need to be take with jar files here. Okay. So now previously we have been done with the whole Selenium setup. As part of Selenium, we need to be make sure that Java got installed, Eclipse has been available, and then taking with jar files here. So now in my local system, we got jar files has been available. That particular jar files we downloaded with zip file. We downloaded that particular Selenium zip file. Once you've done with extract, all the jar files will be there. All these jar files we need to be get added to the project. So for now, jar files are available. At the same time, drivers also available. So to get work with this particular Selenium, making sure that JDK got installed, Eclipse has been available, jar files has been available, driver.exe file has been available. So by having all these particular things, we need to be get So now, right. So in this particular system, we got taking with having with jar files has been available and then taking with this particular driver. So once all the setup is ready, then you need to be get start doing with the programming, doing with Selenium programming or Java programming followed with the same steps here. I mean, as simple as while working with Java programming, you have been taking care about having with Eclipse here. Now, according to your understanding, if we consider with Eclipse, what is the use of Eclipse? Use of Eclipse. As simple as, can we considering like writing the code and then executing the code? When you're working with Eclipse, we can write with the code and we can get execute with the code here. So we need to begin writing with the programs and then taking with executing with the programs here. Okay. So now this will be getting considering the one we are taking with Eclipse. Once we got Eclipse, when you consider your programming hierarchy, first you will be taking with Eclipse. Under Eclipse, what you can create? Project can be created. It can be any project, Java project, Maven project. It depends on the requirement. As simple as we got Eclipse, under Eclipse, we need to be get create with that particular project. Once project has been done, under that particular project, once project has been created under that particular project, what you can create? Package. Once project has been created under project, you can get create with package here. So under package, you can get create with what you can create? Class. Once you got in a class, under the class, you can go with method. You can go with method or you can go with that particular respective code. So this is what the program hierarchy you have been followed. The one you will be taking with Eclipse. Under Eclipse, you need to be get create with project. Under project, we need to be get create with package. Under package, we need to be get create with class. Under the class, we need to write that particular respective code. Okay. So now we need to be get followed with the same thing here. So while working this particular Selenium also, followed with the same thing here. So first we are taking with the help of Eclipse here. Under Eclipse, what need to be created? Project. Under Eclipse, we need to be get create with project. All those things you are already knowing it. Continued with Java project, providing project name, based on your comfortable. You can provide any of the project name. Based on your comfortable, you can get provide any of the project name. That particular project will be created. Once project has been created, under project, we need to begin creating with package. Under project, you need to begin creating with package. That particular package, taking with package name based on your comfortable. You can provide any of the package name here. So as simple as we are providing package name that we will be considering the WebDriver examples. Just you are creating one particular package name that we will be considering the WebDriver examples. You can provide any package name. You can provide any package name. Easy understanding. I got provided mentioning the package name is WebDriver examples. Okay. Now taking with this particular WebDriver examples, once package has been created, under package, you need to begin create with class. Under package, we need to begin create with class. While creating with the class, you can provide any class name. You can provide any class name. That doesn't make any problem. But according to real-time standards, see the understanding on which basis we need to be develop automation scripts based on manual test cases. By referring with manual test cases, we need to be develop automation script. If we look into manual test case template, when you refer any manual test case template, what is the first column name you will have? In the manual test case template, what is the first column name? In the test case template, what is the first column name? Test case ID. Test case ID or test case number. So according to manual test cases, you got a manual test case ID. Now, what exactly the manual test case you are automating? Which manual test case you are automating? You can provide the same test case ID. If we look into real time, that is how it will be done. If we look into some of my projects, you can see here how exactly my team members has been providing all the test case names here. If we look into automation test case name, now we can say that this is my project name, manual test case ID, and then providing the description. So whether it has been automated, so who has been automated, either that automation script has been passed or failed. This is how this automation report will be created. You can refer any of the project. So I've done with multiple projects in my career. So if we look into any project followed with the same thing here, having with project name, test case ID, providing that particular description. Any project you can refer, followed with the same. So according to real-time standards, it's not like mandatory from one project to another project. The slight difference will be there, but in very general, need to be considering the project name and then test case ID and taking with test case description. So we can also follow with the same. we can also follow with the same, considering that, mentioning that TC001, considering that first test case, considering that first test case. You guys make a note of the steps. Take with the heading is TC001, TC001. Under that, make a note of test step. Online students also mention that TC001, make a note of that particular test steps here. Take with the steps. Take with the first step. Take with the first step. Launch browser. Launch browser. Take with the first step. Launch browser. And take the next step. Enter URL. Enter URL. Enter URL. Take the next step. Enter username. Enter username. Enter username. Take the next step. Enter password. Enter password. Enter password. Take the next step. Click on login button. Click on login button. Click on login button. Take the next step. Click on logout option. Click on logout option. Click on logout option. Click on logout option. And take the last step. Close application. Close application. Close application. Close application. Okay. Right. Now, you can see that when you're working in the real time, the test lead will be assigning what are all that manual test cases to be automated. In case of real time, in case of the real time, the test lead will assign what are all the test cases to be automated. For now, I just given with the step. According to that particular step, we need to be start developing with automation script. So looking into the step, what is the first step we got? Launch browser. What is the second step? Enter URL. After that, enter username. After that, enter password. After that, click on login button. After that, click on logout. And the last step, close application. Okay. Now we can see here, giving some description, providing some description, considering the login and then taking with logout. Considering the providing with the description, login and logout. So this is, we got created with class. We created project, created package, created class. Inside of the class, the common statement, the common method, I will be writing it, taking with main method. So what is the use of the main method? What is the use of the main method? To start program execution. So always the program execution will start from main method. Okay. Now here we need to be get perform. We need to be get perform test steps here. All these particular test steps, all these particular test steps need to be get start. All these particular test steps we need to be go with working with Selenium. To work with Selenium, what we record? To work with Selenium, what we record? Jar files has been required. That jar files we need to add to project. That jar files we need to be get added to project. Adding the jar files to project. Adding the jar files to project. So what are the steps you will follow? First you will create project. Then you will be doing with right click on project. After that, navigate to build a path and click on configure build a path. After that, libraries tab. After that, click on class path. If you have that option, you will be using it. Otherwise, not like mandatory. Then you will be taking with click on add external jar. You need to be get click on add external jar. Then what is the next step? Browse all Selenium jar file. You need to be browse. You need to be browse all Selenium jar files. You need to be get select all the Selenium jar file. Considering that first we are taking all the jar files, not like folder. Folder directly we cannot add it. And then taking with add external jar, that you will be taking with lib folder. If we got open lib folder, if we got open lib folder, you will be taking with adding all the jar files here. So as simple as once you downloaded the folder of Selenium-Java. In that particular folder, after doing the extract, whatever jar files are there need to be get add all that particular jar files here. So considering that, taking with all the jar files here and finally click on apply and close. By that you will be able to see. By that you will be able to see all the jar files has been added. So whatever the jar files are there, all the jar files are there under reference library. So all the jar files will be there under reference library. So previously you got an option. What is option? JRE system library. So previously you got an option JRE system library related to Java. Now what is option we got? Reference library. So once he got added any jar file to the project, once he got added any jar file to the project, all that particular jar files available under reference library. So now we got this particular jar files here. So now we got these particular jar files here. Once that jar files are there, so once that particular jar files are there, then based on jar files, what we can access? Based on jar files, what we can access? Packages. Is that we got added only one jar file? No. Even though if we got added one jar file also, under one jar file, you will be having multiple packages. Under one jar file, you will be having multiple packages. So because of that, you need to be taking care about utilizing required packages here. So not like mandatory of using all the packages here according to the program requirement. Need to be get understand that what are all that packages need to be get used. Now you can see here further the common packages. You need to be import. The common packages you need to be get import. See the package name. Import org.openqa.selenium.webdriver org.openqa.selenium.webdriver. This is one package you have to import. Any program in Selenium, this is one package need to be import. Then you will be taking with one more package considering that org.openqa.selenium.selenium. Taking with Firefox driver. So one is selenium.webdriver, another one is Firefox driver. Then you will be consider import org.openqa.selenium.by. So need to be get import these three particular packages. You need to be get import these three packages. You may consider any program. You need to be get import these three packages. Just make a note of these three packages. What is the purpose? I'll be giving you the description. For now, just make a note of these three packages. Okay. Just make a note of it. Just 1 minute. Okay, right. So now let's see the understanding. So while working with any Selenium program, you may work with any Selenium program. These three are very common packages. As simple as you can understand that while working with any Selenium program, these three will be a very common packages you need to be get imported. In this, the purpose of importing this particular WebDriver package, the purpose of importing this particular WebDriver package, the first understanding, if we consider packages, based on packages, what we can access? Based on packages, what we can access? Class here. So here, the purpose of WebDriver package, considering the to access WebDriver classes and then taking with methods. The purpose of this particular WebDriver package to access WebDriver classes and WebDriver methods. Okay. At the same time, considering the Firefox driver package, this is, we can mention that to access Firefox browser, No sir, I want to work with the Chrome. What you will mention? Chrome driver. In case of Chrome browser, you can mention Chrome driver. Okay. Then we got considering that by. We got option is by. The use of importing this package, considering that, mentioning that to access object identification methods. To access object identification methods, we are taking with this particular by package. So previously, we are already discussed about object identification. So that object identification, how many techniques we got? 8 techniques here. So we got 8 techniques to get access of that particular 8 techniques. To get access of that particular 8 techniques, we can import these particular by package. So as simple as when you are working with any Selenium program, you need to begin importing these 3 packages. One is WebDriver package, another one Firefox driver package, and another one by package here. So WebDriver package, what is the use of that? To access WebDriver related classes and methods. Next we got Firefox driver. What is the use of that? To access Firefox browser. Then we got by statement. What is the use of by statement? To access object identification methods. So whenever you are working with any program in Selenium, you can consider that these 3 are the common packages you need to be get. imported. Okay. Now you can see here, based on package, what we can access? Based on package, what we can access? Class. Based on the class, what we can try? Method. So that hierarchy need to be done. Now we need to get start performing our actual step. In this, let's look into our very first step. What is the first step need to be done? No. Test case steps. As part of your manual test case step, what is the first step? Launching the browser. The very first step we need to automate launching the browser. Now, see the understanding. In case of manual testing, meaning of manual testing? Testing done by the human interactions. Meaning of automation testing? Testing done by the tool. What is the tool we are working? Selenium. Now this Selenium, according to our requirement, what is the first step it has to be performed? Launching the browser. Where that browser is available? Google. Where browser is available? Browser is available in your local system. The browser is available in your local system. So if we get consider your local system, in that particular local system, your browser is available. It can be Firefox, Chrome, any browser. Now, see the understanding. Very simple thing. First thing, we are working with automation testing. Meaning of automation testing. Testing done by the tool. So that particular tool, what we are working? Selenium. Now the Selenium, what it has to do? First step, what it has to do? Launching the browser. Where browser is available? Local system. Now, the problem with the Selenium. The Selenium directly, it cannot communicate with browser. The problem with the Selenium directly, it cannot communicate with browser. Because of that, we are taking with the help of driver. So Selenium is not directly communicating to browser. Because of that, we are taking with driver. By that, Selenium is communicate with driver, and driver is communicating with browser. In the browser, performing that respective action. So because of this, yesterday we mentioned that you need to download driver.exe file in the local system. As simple as Selenium directly cannot communicate with browser. Because of that, we are taking with driver. By that, Selenium will communicate with driver. Driver is communicating with browser. As simple as assume that you are maintaining BMW. Problem is you doesn't know the driving here. You are having BMW, but he doesn't know the driving. What he will do? What he will do? He will be taking with the help of driver. So he will be recruiting with driver. By that, you will be communicating to driver. So the driver will be reaching to that particular respective address. So here also same concept. We got Selenium. Selenium is automation tool. But problem with Selenium, directly cannot communicate with browser. Because of that, the Selenium communicating to driver, driver is communicating to browser here. Now these things we need to be performed. So to perform these things, we got automation testing. Meaning of automation testing? Testing done by the tool. But is that everything done by the tool? No. What need to be done? What we need to do? We have to provide instruction for the tool. So as a automation tester, we have to provide instruction for the tool. Now what is the tool we are working? Selenium. What is the instruction we have to provide? For Selenium, what is the instruction we have to provide? For this particular Selenium, we need to be provide instruction saying that Selenium. What is the instruction you have to provide? Selenium, communicate to driver. For driver, you have to inform. What you will inform? Driver, communicate to browser. By that, browser need to be get open. So by that, browser need to be get open. That instruction need to be provided. But that instruction, is it we can provide by sitting in front of system? No. So how we can provide that instruction? Through programming. Through programming, we have to be performed. Let's see that how we are doing that. Now we can see here. I'm writing the statement. What is the statement? System. Your local system. Dot taking with set property. System dot set property. In your local system, browser available. You are providing the path of that. Now, you can see that. First I'm writing WebDriver dot gecko dot driver. So WebDriver dot gecko dot driver. Now we can see Selenium is nothing but WebDriver. For WebDriver, we are informing. What we are informing? Refer gecko driver. Gecko driver is related to Firefox browser. As part of my requirement, I'm taking Firefox browser. So I'm informing to WebDriver. What I'm informing here? Refer gecko driver. Where this gecko driver available? No. Where the driver is available? That gecko driver. Jar files. Gecko driver available in local system. So that is what we need to download. That is what we need to be downloaded. That gecko driver available. That gecko driver available in the local system. Now we can see here. Considering that driver. Now we can see here. Which I'll be taking this particular path. So I'm having gecko driver dot exe. Now we can see here. Providing with the path, including file name and extension. Providing with the path, including file name and extension. So we are informing to the WebDriver. We are informing to the WebDriver. What we are informing? Refer Gecko driver. This Gecko driver available in local system. So that provided path of Gecko driver.exe. I provided my local system path. When you're practicing, you need to be provide your local system path. In your local system, where the driver.exe is there, you need to be provide path of that. Next, creating with object. How we can create an object? How will create an object? Class name, object creation, class name, object name equal to new class name. Okay. Now we can see here, trying with same thing, mentioning the WebDriver, taking with driver equal to new WebDriver. So we need to be get provide equal to new WebDriver, but it is giving an error. Why it is giving an error? Why arguments? Okay, see this error and understand. Why typecasting? What is it? Okay. Let me say this. What is the meaning of the symbol? What is the symbol he got? Having the I symbol. Meaning of I? Meaning of I. According to programming, meaning of I. Interface. Now why it is giving error? What is it? We cannot create an object for interface here. I mean, the simple understanding. We are working with Selenium methods. We are not creating. Selenium guys already created. All that Selenium methods, they provided in one class. That class provided in package. That package provided in jar file here. That jar file available in the website. So we downloaded, we got added. But here, all that particular Selenium things, they introduce as a WebDriver. That WebDriver, they have been introduced as a one interface. So according to the programming, we cannot create an object for interface. Directly, we cannot create it. Rather than that, what we can do? Apart from implements, in case of predefined, can we go with reference? Can we take with the reference of the class? Now, you can see here, rather than creating object directly, I'm taking with reference of the class. Now we can see here, the symbol is C. Firefox driver, one predefined class. Firefox driver, one predefined class. WebDriver is one interface. WebDriver is one interface. Under this interface, all these are implementing classes. Already done by the Selenium. We are not worried. Already Selenium guys has been done all those things. Selenium guys providing WebDriver is one interface. Under that interface, Firefox driver, one implementing class. According to our requirement, we are using it. Okay. So now we can say here, let me run with the program up to this particular step. Let me run the program up to this particular step. Now we can see here, taking wait, run as. What is the option? What is the option? Java application. So you are executing it and we'll see that any output provided. Any output we got? Everything error, sir. Lot of red color has been displayed. What is output we got? What is output you seen? What is output you got? Launching the browser. What is your first step you written? Manual step. What is the first step? Launch browser. Meaning of manual testing? Done by human interactions. Meaning of automation testing? Testing done by the tool. Who launched the browser here? Who launched the browser? Selenium has been launched the browser. That is what your automation testing. Manual testing, we have to perform. Automation testing, tool perform. So who launched the browser here? Selenium has been launched the browser. Coming from tomorrow? Automation is done? Automation is done or not? So we have to launch browser. Who launched the browser here? Okay. Let me run once again here. So let me run once again. Now we can see that I'm just launching with now you can see run as. What is the option we got? Java application. Now we can see here. Now we can see that. See the output. What is output he got? What is output he got? Browser got launch date. So that is what your automation testing. It's not like in a magic or it's not like in a logic here. Very simple understanding. Automation testing need to be done by the tool. So by default, tool cannot do anything. We have to provide instruction through programming. It got launched the browser, but is that URL entered? Is that URL entering? No. Why it is not entering? Why it is not entering? We have not provided. Selenium is very clear. If we say that sit, it will sit it. If we say that stand up, it will stand up here. So by default, it will not do anything here. What you are informing, it will perform only that particular step. So for now, you mentioned that launching with the browser. It's got launched with the browser. Now, let me enter URL. This is not like an error. That is just system log. Don't worry on that. We got launch browser. Now, how easy you can learn automation. Assume that interviewer will ask a question. Write a Selenium code to launch browser. You need to write these 2 lines of statement. So if interviewer is asking that how to launch browser in Selenium, you need to write the 2 lines of statement. We launch browser. Next, what we have to do? What is the next step? What is the next step? Enter URL. Who has to enter URL? Who has to enter URL? Selenium has to enter URL. So we need to inform that instruction. We need to perform that action. So how we can perform an action? How we can perform an action? By using method. See the method what we are using. Driver dot. We are using Method name. What is the method name? What is the method name? Navigate. Where it has to navigate? Is that it has to navigate to Amirpet or Maitrivanam? Where it has to navigate? Not Maitrivanam, not Amirpet. Where it has to navigate? It's need to navigate to URL. It's need to navigate to URL. What is that URL? What is that URL? Need to be provided. What is that URL? Need to be provided. We can see that according to our requirement, we need to be provide that URL. Okay. Now we can see here. What are the steps we got automated? First is launching the browser. After that, entering URL. Okay. Let me run this. Let me cross check that working or not. So it's need to begin performing two things here. Launching with the browser and entering with the URL. Browser launched. URL entered. Entered or not? We entered, tool entered. Tool has been entered. That is what your automation testing. Next. What is the next step? Right. So see the understanding. Now, browser got launched it, URL enter. What is the next step? What is the next step? Enter username. That we'll look into that. What is the last step? What is the last step? Close the application. Who has to close application? Selenium has to close application. Now we can see how we can write that code. Your favorite method. You never forget that method and you will remember only that method here. See that method. What is the step we have to perform? We have to close the browser. To close the browser, what is the method name? What is the method name? Private.close here. Very easy here. Okay, done. Now we can see here. Let me run the program. Let me run this program. Now we can see that. If I run this program, I can see that. Browser launched. URL entered. Entered or not? URL entered or not? Okay, let me run once again here. Okay. Just cross check that whether it is working or not. Okay. Browser launch. URL entered. So here Selenium having starting problem. Starting it will take some time. Once started again jet speed only here. For starting it will take a time. For launching the browser it will take a time. Once browser has been launched, from that particular step, it will execute very fast here. But we are not that much of fast here. Is it we are that much of fast? No. So we have to control that here. So because of that, for Selenium, we have to inform. What we have to inform? For Selenium, what we have to inform? Now we can see that. For Selenium, we have to inform that. Selenium. Enter URL. After that, wait for some time. We need to be informed to the Selenium saying that wait for some time here. So we need to write that wait statement. How we can write wait statement? Now we can see here. Thread or sleep. Knowing it? Knowing or not? What it will do? What it will do? It will be sleeping for some time here. How you guys will sleep in the classroom for some time here? Okay. Now, but giving an error here. Why it is giving an error? What need to be done? Import. Why import? It is clearly mentioned, unhandled exception need to be go with try and catch a block or throws. So now we can see here, I'm just mentioning about taking with throws. After that, exception. Okay. Now we can see here. So now we can see here. Let me run this program. Let me run the program. So browser got open. It will enter URL, wait for some time and close it. Okay. So this is how you need to be get continued doing with the programming. But this is which browser it got open? Which browser it got open? It has been taking with Firefox browser. Now assume that you want to be get work with Chrome browser. In case if you want to be get work with Chrome browser, then how we can work with Chrome browser? Let's see that. How we can work with Chrome browser? Let's consider on that. Okay. Okay. Now we can say that. Okay. Now consider that Chrome browser. What need to be done? What you will write? Chrome driver. Okay. Giving an error. Why it is giving an error? Let me import. Taking with import. Arc dot openqa dot selenium dot Chrome dot Chrome driver. Okay, done. Still? What do you have to mention here? Taking with Chrome dot Chrome driver. Okay. Next, taking with path of Chrome driver. Okay, I'm taking the path. In my system, all drivers in one folder here. So, but in your system, look into that path. According to that, it can provide. Now, if I run the program, which browser need to open? Which browser? Chrome browser. All the code will be the same. Browser details will change it. That is what advantage of Selenium here. Now we can see here. Which browser open? Chrome. Enter the URL and then close it. Automation done. Automation completed. Coming from tomorrow. Yes or no? No. Still your automation not done. Okay. Lot of things are there. So a lot of things need to be understood. But this is what exactly concept of automation testing. Java easy, automation easy. Automation easy. Both are easy. Okay. If Kishan sir is asking. Java is easy. Very perfect here. Too intelligent. Okay. So this is what take with the practice here. So just looking to that all these particular setup. So this is how we'll take all the code and we'll understand on it. So for Monday, take care about this particular code here. Okay? Clear? Carry on. Thank you.